So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how I'm doing with my panic disorder. When it started and what helped me. You know, how I'm starting to recover and like how I did it and whatnot. So as far as my first field panic attack, the first one happened at a Target store parking lot. Happened in my first panic attack happened in mid-May 2016. I was with my daughter. I just put my car in park. That's when the panic attack hit. Keep in mind, at the time, I didn't know what panic attacks were. I didn't know what anxiety was at the time. I just knew that I didn't. I didn't feel dizzy. At least I didn't know. My heart was. I don't think my heart was racing. Because I was paying attention to like the thoughts that pop in my mind. I had like thoughts of that I was in danger. I was gonna die today. Is the way here, right now is the last time I'm gonna see the world. People gonna see me. I told my daughter just gonna start. Here's the money. Just grab what we came to buy. The panic lasted about 15-20 minutes max, I believe. I was just sitting in the car. I couldn't calm down no matter what I was trying to do. I was like touching the dashboard, the window, open the window, close the window, open the window, touch the door handle, open the door, close the door, and then I tried to lay down, but I couldn't lay down. And then there was moments where I was gonna, when I saw people walking by, I was gonna ask for help, but I didn't because I felt so detached from my surroundings. I felt detached from myself. I was gasping for air. I couldn't really breathe, so I was like that. And then, when my daughter came back, that's when I slowly calmed down. Then we drove off to the mall. The mall's only I think, about 5 minutes away or so from that location. Got to the mall, put my car in park. I felt fine. Walked to the mall, towards the store I wanted to go. Keep in mind, I've been to this mall hundreds of times. To that store, hundreds of times. I don't have any problems being around large crowd of people, anything like that. But when I went to the Nike factory, I was there for 2 minutes max. I just took maybe 5-6 steps into the store in the middle of the entrance, and then that's where my second panic attack happened. I just froze, and I was like, and then I just felt completely detached. I told my daughter we need to get out. I didn't care if I had to go walk all the way to the other side. My car was parked at, while I was walking, and then I started having, blurry vision, tunnel vision. I had sensory overload. It felt like there was too much people. My mind couldn't handle it. Too much noise, too much things for me to see. Things like that. And I never had problems being around a lot of people. I never had problems with around noise and anything like that. I never had sensory overload. But my brain was feel like my brain was being fried, if that makes sense. So I told my daughter we need to get out. While I was walking, and then that's when the detached feeling got worse and worse. There was moments where I felt like everyone was either walking too fast or too slow, and then I just sat down in the middle of the mall on the floor. Had people walk by looking at me like they were concerned. There were people sitting down on the chair looking at me like they were concerned, but I had my head down like this, and then just my hand on my head. So most likely they thought, oh, he just has a headache. Got up, started walking. I felt a little off balance, but that didn't bother me. But the panic itself was freaking me out, and the detached feeling got really bad. Finally find a store that I can exit, even though my car was not parked towards that side, but I just needed to get out. There was times that I felt trapped, like I couldn't get out for whatever reason. And like I mentioned, I don't have a problem being in a large amount. I don't have a problem being around people or in tight space, but I feel trapped. Finally got to the car, drove home. I felt fine. Got home, my girlfriend asked me what's wrong. I said I just didn't feel well for whatever reason. Went to sleep. This was on a Sunday. I don't know if I went to work that day because I do work. I'm off Friday and Saturday nights. I do work graveyard shift when I did work. Keep in mind I haven't worked for almost 2 years now. So a couple of days later, I had my third panic attack happen in the shower. So I was dizzy. I was like off balance, like, and I feel like I was tilting like this, like that, or like this, or like that, and then I kind of had this sensation where I was like on a boat, like the floor was moving. Freaked me out. I took dry my body as quick as possible, went out of the bathroom and went straight to my room and lay down and fell asleep for maybe an hour or two. Then went to work. After driving to work, felt fine. That whatever happened to me while I was taking a shower was, I forgot about what happened. And then I had my fourth panic attack that happened at work. I had this this sensation where I was falling, like a dropping falling sensation where I felt like I was falling down. Imagine you going walking down a hill and then you couldn't stop your feet. That's what it felt like I was doing. But I was not even doing anything. I was just sitting on the chair, checking my work email. I had my hand on one of the handles on the chair and my other hand on the desk because I felt like I was falling. I knew I wasn't, but the feeling itself felt like it was. One of my coworkers saw me sitting on the floor because I got off the chair and sat on the floor. I said maybe if I sat on the floor, I would not feel like I was still falling, but I still feel like I was falling. And then he asked me what's wrong. I said I feel like I was falling, and I asked him to give me a cup of water. Maybe I was dehydrated or whatever. And then when he grabbed me the water, I was shaking. I couldn't even drink. I just, most of the water just splashed all over my face or my clothes. And then I told him I was gonna stand up. And then he said, "Okay, I'm gonna stand next to you just in case you fall or something." And I told him to, just stand next to me on the right side, call my name because I felt the vertigo. Vertigo's like everything is spinning like this, but faster. So I couldn't see what I was looking at when he was calling me. I knew he was on the right side of me, but I couldn't pinpoint where he was. 1 minute I can hear him calling me on the left. He sounded like he was in front of me, behind me, And then I finally slowly calmed down. Like I can feel like my eyes was like start spinning. I didn't have any. I don't think I had any part where my ears was like buzzing or anything. Where I work, we do use a lot of equipment, so there's always noise, but I didn't feel like my ears was full or anything like that. Went home early that day from work. Then the next day I went to work. I felt really out of it. The detached feeling. I looked at my coworkers. I feel like they was complete strangers to me. I feel like it was my first day at work. When it's your first day at like a new house or a new job or wherever, you don't know people, you don't know that building, you just feel like a stranger. But I knew where I was, but at the same time, I didn't know where I was. If that makes sense, I just felt like I was at work, but I was dreaming that I was at work. I feel like I had no connection to the people around me. I didn't have no emotional connection to myself. Went home early that day. Then I had my normal 2 days off. Went back to work. When I went back to work, I started feeling more detached. But I was able to stay for 8 hours. But it just felt completely strange. Like I mentioned, I work at night, but I worked on my own. In that part of the building, there's like IT support team that they have their own office, but they close the door. So if the door is open, they can hear me, but the door is closed, they can't really hear me. But my coworkers from the other part of the building on the opposite side, they asked me what happened because they knew I wasn't at work because I usually drive to get something to eat with them because they don't drive or they don't have their own car or whatever reason. So I told them what happened, and then they said, if you need help or you feel strange, just text or call us. We'll come and see you if you're okay. Uh, they will actually come by, every half an hour just to see if I was okay. But the IT support team, when they heard what happened, they told me they're gonna like check on me to see if I was okay, or if I needed help or whatever. So even though they did that, but at the same time, I just feel like I couldn't work. My mind wasn't couldn't focus on my task or job. So I feel like I need to get out here. I told HR and my manager I'm gonna take 30 days off. Like a month actually. Use whatever vacation time I had during my 30 days. I just stay home. Started having depression because I wasn't able to do anything. I didn't want to take a month off just to stay home, but I just felt like I couldn't work. Went back to work in July 2016. I was there for an hour and a half, and I just felt panic all day. Um, I drove my car there to work. Well, actually, only towards the freeway, and then I had a flat tire. And then after that, I went back home, drove my girlfriend's car. Finally got to work. I couldn't handle it. Drove home, and I told my girlfriend, I can't work. And then she wasn't upset because my family knew that something was wrong with me. When they see me not wanting to leave the house, not wanting to go to work early, I usually show up to work for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes early, to work. I'm not punching, but I just go to work early. And they knew there was something wrong. My coworkers knew there was something wrong with me when I didn't want to show up, when I didn't show up to work early like I used to. So I haven't worked for almost 2 years, like I mentioned. Fast forward to just to a couple of weeks after, July something. That's when I had a couple of days where I feel less anxiety, like I mentioned. Um, and then the anxiety came back. August something. I finally went for a car ride with my girlfriend. I don't know if I just mentioned that earlier, but yeah, went for a car ride. Had a panic attack. She was driving my car. Like I mentioned, my car is where I had my first panic attack. I think that's why it created me to have a panic attack. Start getting flashbacks. You know. And then what else? And then got home, went straight to my room, lay down because I was freaking out. I think after that, and I didn't leave the house for like about a week, and then I start telling myself, I need to do something about this. I need to leave my house, try to again, and then the only thing I could do, I was slowly feeling better because, like I mentioned, I had a sensory overload, meaning I couldn't handle the bright lights. I was getting, that's when I started getting headaches. Like this was already summer, so it was already hot. Every time I woke up, the sun was in my face. Things like that. So when the sun was in my face, I was getting headache, migraine. So I was sleeping with the beanie on me. I was sleeping with the beanie. Um, while it was even hot. Just to cover my eyes, block the sun. I have back then I had curtains that were so thin that the sun would shine right through, and I couldn't handle it. Couldn't handle noise in the morning. Or I couldn't handle noise at all. I had to sleep with my headphones next to me. So as soon as I woke up, put the headphones on and listen to music. Things like that. There was even a point for over half a year I couldn't even been home alone with anxiety. So whenever my parents said they had to go to like a doctor appointment or something, you know, and they'll be home around 11 a.m. or something, I won't go to sleep till like 6 or 7 a.m. So by the time I wake up, they will be home. I'm fine being home alone now. So fast forward to 2017 of May, that's when I started leaving my house daily, nonstop for 400 something days now. It's thanks to Billy, aka Inside the United, here on YouTube. He started a 31 days of May challenge where he'll leave his house every day, 31 days. So I started doing that. It wasn't up to May 9th till I finally sat in the car. My dad went to pick up my daughter. I remember the day because it was my daughter's birthday. It was her 15th birthday. So I went to pick up. When she went to pick up, I sat in the car with him. That was the first time I've been in the car since October 2016 when I went to the hospital, urgent care. So it was a few months since I've been in the car. Even though we only went for a couple of blocks to pick her up, I feel her anxiety, but nothing too bad. And then got home, I had a panic attack because it was like, oh my god, I can't believe I finally sat in the car. But prior to that, in that May when I started this challenge, I was only in my backyard, my front yard, most of the time. Then after finally sitting in the car for the first time in a few months, I slowly started to walk around the neighborhood. I went to my neighbor's house, to my neighbor's house. Finally made it to the corner, and then each day I would go a couple of feet farther each day, and then finally was able to make it to the park around the corner. Well, maybe about 2-3 blocks away. I finally made it there. Start riding my bike there. Stay there for a few minutes here and there. And it feels great. That was in 2016. I was going around places I haven't been to for a couple of months. I wasn't driving at the time. Finally was able to go into a store with my girlfriend and my daughter. Finally got to ride on the freeway. I wasn't driving into... I didn't start driving again to October 2017. That summer of 2016, I wasn't driving yet. I was sitting in the car going to the store. I think when was it? I think first time I finally went into the mall again was in 2017. Thanksgiving. That's when my daughter and I went Black Friday shopping. Cause I still have money left from my tax refund from the previous year, so I went to buy some Christmas gifts. Just I didn't spend that much. I just bought some stuff. Cause I felt bad. Cause 2016 we didn't really do anything for Christmas, so I said, you know what, since I have tax refund money, I said I just want to make up for it because I feel bad, not putting up the tree and stuff like that. But it was because I didn't really do anything, So I say, I want to get out of that depressed state of mind. So, I say, even though if there's no present on the tree, just put up a tree, decorate, put some lights around the house or whatever, just so I can forget about 2016 holiday. So I felt so much better when we went to the mall. Sure, I was feeling panicky, but I stayed there. We were there for like an hour, Black Friday shopping. And then come Christmas Eve, I went to the store by myself. I stayed there for like 2.5 hours. I was in a small department store. It felt, for a few minutes I felt a little anxiety, but I stayed in a long line. I didn't have any urge to leave my stuff and get out of there, So I'm happier now. Fast forward to 2017. 2018. I'm still leaving my house, like I said. I'm looking for a job. Do I still feel panicky from time to time? Yes, I still have panic attacks, but they don't make me want to run from where I am like they used to. If I'm having a panic attack outside my backyard, while I'm sitting there, I have it there. If I have it while I'm walking, I'll just let it. And if I'm on my way home from one of my walks and I'm having a panic attack, I'm just gonna slowly walk because the faster you run, the faster you walk, your heart rate increase. So you know you, that's gonna make you feel more panicky. It's because you're increasing your heart rate. You're gonna say, "Oh my God, why is my heart racing?" It's because you're running or you're walking faster. So if you stop, and slowly walk back home, you're gonna notice you're gonna feel less anxiety. It's not gonna feel worse because you're not increasing your heart rate. That's what helps me. When you fear the fear, you feed the fear. You feed your mind more negative thought. That's all your mind knows. You feed your mind more fear. That's all your mind knows. So it's like, for me, if I say I'm scared to go to this place and I keep saying it over and over, that's all my mind knows. So that's what really helps me. If I feel depressed for whatever reason, like, oh, how come you can't cross that street? I'm going to cross that street and then come back and walk home. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say, watch me do it. I'm just going to do it. So my brain will catch on to what I'm doing. Like, I'm feeding it more positivity, overcoming the fears, things like that. So that's what really helped me. That's why I don't feel depressed like I used to. My symptoms has really decreased. Do I still feel dizzy from time to time? I say I'm at least 95% better with a lot of my symptoms. Do they come on and off for no reason? Sure they do, but feeling 95% better is a lot. There are days that I don't feel anxiety at all, and there are days that I'll feel anxiety really bad, but it doesn't bring me down like they used to. So when you feel panicky, wherever you're at, try your best to stay there. If you're going home and you feel the panic attack, walk at a slow pace like you normally walk. Don't try to walk faster than you normally do, because the faster you want to leave the place, the faster you want to leave that place, the faster or the more anxiety you're going to feel about that place. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a lot happier now. You see me going to the stores, you see me driving, see me going to places I haven't been. Also that day when I went with my daughter and my niece and my nephew, I was away from my home for like 4.5 to 5.5 hours. The farthest place was about 20 minutes away. We went fishing for a little bit, then we went to the Alamo shelter, went to Best Buy, and then went to get something to eat, went to Target, things like that, and I had no urge to leave any of those places. I stayed as long as I wanted to, and it made me happy. It made me think about the old me, the me that didn't have anxiety, the me that didn't want to stay home. So that's what my brain is focusing on now. It's like when I'm at home, my brain is like, come on, my mind is like, come on, let's get out of here. Let's go. Even if it's for like a 10 minutes walk, let's go somewhere. Before it's like, oh, 10 minutes being outside. No. That's too long. 5 minutes. No, that's still too long. How about 1 minute? And then I'll say, okay, 1 minute. If I don't go back in my house within a minute, instantly panic. Now it's like I'll feel anxiety if I'm staying home too long. So it's like right now, like I mentioned, it's like my mind is more focused on leaving the house every day, doing the things I used to do. That's why it's like, come on, let's look for a job. Let's go for a walk, car ride. Let's go here. Let's go there. It's like now when I wake up, it's like, oh, I can't wait to leave the house, instead of waking up and say, oh, what's the point of leaving the house? You know, before I was bedridden, soon as I woke up, quickly brush my teeth. I would feel so faint, dizzy. I would brush my teeth real quick, go back to laying down in my bed. When it's time for me to eat, I would just sit on my bed and eat. And then a few minutes later, I'll go back to laying down. You know, it's like a same cycle every day. You know, wake up, brush my teeth, shower, go eat, and then rest for a little bit, go lay down. You know, now it's like when I wake up and I feel like I'm fully awake, I'll get off my bed and, you know, walk around the backyard, stay in the backyard, go for a walk, whatever it is. So it's like you feed yourself negative, that's all your mind feeds off of. You feed your brain positive, and then you show that you're not scared of whatever your thoughts are. Then you don't have those thoughts because your mind is like forgetting about them. You know, you feed yourself positive, slowly the negativity goes away because your mind is feeding off what you're telling it. You know, it's like when you're learning how to drive. First time you're gonna learn how to drive, it's not gonna go easy, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. But if you keep saying no, feeding myself positivity is not gonna help. By you saying it's not gonna help, it's not gonna help. Anyway, that's it.